What's good, YouTube guys? Starting you off with a bit of Dragon Ball superhero information. According to DBS Chronicles, this has come out. Dragon Ball Super in Thailand has a release date of June 2nd. Now, is this confirmed? I'm not sure. I'm just showing it to y'all that it's looking, in Thailand. It could be an error, it could be a mix-up. DBS Chronicles tend to be a pretty reliable source. And if this is accurate, I think that's pretty interesting that this comes out on the 22nd. On the 2nd of June, which also we know CyberConnect 2's new game that they're going to announce next month also comes out in the summer. I think that's pretty interesting. But I want to draw your attention today to the Steam files. And I'm going to give a big shout out to Philip Stuber. If I'm mispronouncing your last name, I'm sorry. But he's been talking to me about some stuff. Guys, I did a video a long time ago, and it's called DLCs. On the screenshot, on the thumbnail, it's Goku scratching his head, and it says DLCs with question marks. You go check out that video. At the time, people were saying, oh, DLC goes all the way to 10. And I remember coming to this screen and showing you literally what each one meant. Now, at the time, DLC 3 was blank, but now it says Trunks the Warrior of Hope. What Philip brought to my attention is this one down here, DLC Extra. Now, it's always been labeled this number here, okay? 647. But when you hover over it, and even in the video I did it, hovered over it, and it doesn't say anything. It just says DLC Extra. Let me scroll down for y'all on here. I'm sorry, man. It just says this. DLC Extra. Release date unknown. Last updated January 2nd of 2020. By the way, in the debug files, there's no updates here. However, the screen you want to look at is DLCs. This is the screen that he brought to my attention. Okay. Now, this is what's interesting. Okay, he took an older screenshot. This guy has this stuff. This is the same screen. It's just an older screenshot. You have the Power Awakens set. And you have this one that says DLC Extra, and it says unknown app. Down here at the bottom, you have Power Awakens 1 and 2. And guess what it says here? Unknown app only, DLC 3. Okay, and it gives that number. Now it's filled in with Trunks the Warrior of Hope. But this one still has unknown app, DLC Extra. He is speculating. And it does have some validity to it that we could get it's going to be some more DLC in which the way that they've talked in the previous video, the way that the producer said, which by the way, guys, that producer, thanks to y'all for giving me that information. The producer is working on Dragon Ball The Breakers, Ryosuke Hara. That's why they have a new producer for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. But guys, why would they get a new producer for the game if they're not going to do more content for the game, or if they're not going to do another game? Doesn't make sense, right? But anyway, and a new producer means things could go in a different direction. But this one here has been updated, last updated January 2nd of 2020. Now, Trunks Warrior of Hope, before the last update said the exact same thing, January 2nd of 2020. Okay, now that it's released, of course, the last update is going to be different. But this and this have been in there, was last updated the same time. So before, Trunks Warrior of Hope said the same thing. Steam DB unknown app. And these two said the same thing. Before they released it as DLC, it looked just like this right here. It looked just like this right here. So my question now is, what is going to be DLC Extra? Because when you hovered over this one, it actually said, let's go back to his image. It actually said this, DLC 3. Okay. Now this is just saying DLC extra. But what could it be? Because all of these are already filled in, guys. We already know, we already got all of this stuff. So what's the extra? Could it be an expansion of a current DLC? Like, could they do Goku Black expansion of the Trunks Warrior of Hope? Or could they do an expansion of the main game? Because notice, A New Power Awakens 1 and Part 2, they don't continue from the main game. Because you play these DLCs and you have to go back to the main game, and in the main game, it's still right after the Boo arc. So could DLC Extra actually be a part of the main game, or could it be an extension of, say, DLC 3, Trunks Warrior of Hope? That's a possibility, because we discussed the Goku Black stuff, how they could do Goku Black and it wouldn't really mess up the regular timeline of Dragon Ball Super if they were to go into that, because those things occurred in the normal timeline, not in Trunks' timeline. So you could still tell Goku Black's story and not have to do the Universe 7, 6, and 7 tournament and stuff like that. You get my drift? But in the main game, Toa and Mira are around, and they say that they're gonna come back, but they don't come back. So could this have something to do with it? Could this DLC, this extra, be something added to the main game, where Toa and Mira comes back and they bring the movie villains with them, like Janemba, like Turles, Lord Slug, those guys? I don't know, but this has been here for a while. But I don't understand, if this was DLC, why would they say that whenever this came out that it would be the final DLC? Perhaps it was Ryosuke Hara's final DLC because he was the producer on it. The final DLC, but it was more than him that said that was the final DLC for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Even on Twitter, remember, we used to talk and they would say that it was the final DLC for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, the last DLC. So I don't know, but regardless, this is still here. This hasn't been filled in. DLC Extra, I'm wondering, are they going to do an expansion of sorts, or are they going to add things? Like, they could do an add-on to the game where you can have clothing customization, where all the support characters become actually playable, and maybe give them a couple of sub quests here or there. Remember the community board, guys. There's still open slots on the community board, which doesn't make sense to me. We did a video talking about some things that didn't make sense. Goku and Chi-Chi and King Kai, the leaders of those community boards, have stats for other community boards, but you can't move them. Maybe they're going to do something with that DLC Extra. As far as that, maybe it's not so much adding a new story mission to the game, but so much adding, making support characters playable, making some things like that to the game, and then also maybe adding some story content to it, where like Toa and Mira bring back the movie villains. I don't know, man. I don't know, but like I said, shout out to Philip for that, because him pointing that out, because like I said, this used to be Trunks' story right here, and it's filled in now, but it's had the exact same outline as this right here. And so did the New Power Awakens set. So did this one, and so did this one. All three of these had unknown app, and it just said DLC 2, DLC 1. You see what I'm saying? Now it's saying what it is now, but this one is still saying DLC Extra. So I don't know, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Does this add more validity that we'll be getting more DLC, or do you think that was just something to put there? I don't know, because even when you look at the app ID numbers, they start at 40 and it goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, which is the season pass, and then 7. The only reason I don't think that this is another season pass is because if this is another season pass, then they would have to have some numbers here to indicate the content of the season pass. So like this is 80, 81, 82. They would have to have another set of numbers that go along with this, which they could add. But if it's an expansion, then this could just be an expansion. And I think we could be seeing something along the lines of an expansion for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And I'll do a video in the future breaking down what I feel like that expansion could be and what it all could contain. And y'all know I always like to bring proof to everything. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't, guys. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss a single upload. Y'all have the best day that you can. Till next time, y'all. Thanks for watching. Peace.